Hi everybody, it's Money Saving Coupon Gal. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a floral mesh wreath. So I have not made one of these before, but I've seen other people do them on YouTube and I've been wanting to try one. I actually have some ombre mesh that I want to use to make one for myself. So I will be doing that, but I thought I would show you the one I'm making for my customer right now. So let's first go over the supplies you're going to need. So the supplies you're going to need are a wreath form. This one is from Dollar Tree. It's a 14-inch. I also have a glass cutting mat here because I'm thinking about using the wood burning tool to cut my mesh. But if you're just going to cut them normally, you can use good old scissors, which I have here also. You're also going to need scissors anyways. I have 4 zip ties, which you're going to need. I have a bunch of these Chanel stems I got on clearance at Walmart. There's 45 in here for 25 cents. I have the wood burning tool because that's how I think I'm going to try to cut my mesh, because they say that it prevents or helps prevent the fraying, so I'm going to try that. I have a plastic canvas here. The scissors I already told you. I have a marker. I also have half of a foam, 6-inch foam. This was a full ball and then I cut it in half. So this will go in the middle, so you need that. My customer wants hot pink mesh or hot pink flower, so I have this 21-inch by 10-yard hot pink mesh. I have 2 of those, and then she wants it with black, so I also have a roll of the black mesh. Okay, to start with, I'm going to cut the tag off of here. And then I'm going to put the mesh on here. So what I'm going to do is turn this upside down, and I'm going to draw around it. Now, they didn't have round ones when I picked this up, or else I would have got a round one, but this I can tie on the first ring. So I'm going to take the marker and I'm going to draw, let's see, I'm going to hold it like, let me stand up and do this. I'm going to do it on the inner. So I'm going to do it on the first row. Oh. And of course I moved it. Very slippery. Okay, that should be about right. Okay. So then you just want to cut this out, and then we're going to zip tie it onto the wreath form. And this doesn't have to be perfect because it's just getting tied to the wreath form just for you to put some of the petals on and to put the centerpiece. Sorry, I couldn't think of what I wanted to say. And the centerpiece. Put this on here and I'm going to zip tie it. Now I have 2 small ones and 2 larger ones because I couldn't find 4 of the small ones. These small ones right here. So I'm hoping the bigger ones fit. So let me try that before I even... it's tight, but they'll go in there. Okay, so you want to put it on from the bottom so that the big piece is at the bottom. And then you just want to zip tie. I want to make sure that I change that. I didn't put that in the right spot. Once you got it in there, you want to tighten this, but don't tie it, just tighten it so it doesn't come undone, but you don't want to tighten it all the way. And then I'm going to do the other side. Start from the underneath. And you just continue to do it on each side. Once you get them all on, you want to cut the long pieces off. I am using wire cutters for that. I didn't mention that, but you could use scissors if you wanted to. Okay, now that you have that on, you want to take your foam piece here and glue this on. Oh my goodness, I'm videotaping along and realize I didn't even hit the record button. I need to get this done because the customer's picking it up tomorrow, but my mind is just everywhere. For you that know that if you're not on Bella and Tyson Rocky's Instagram, you don't know, but Bella got spayed last Friday, and today she wasn't acting right, and we noticed some pus from her incision. She didn't want to eat and stuff, and come to find out, we took her to the vet's office, of course, after 7, so it was an emergency call, but she has a infection. So she's on antibiotics now, so my mind's kind of not all here, so I apologize for that. But on to the wreath. So while I was waiting for my glue gun to heat up, I realized that I had not painted my foam centerpiece. So I used this Krylon Flat Black is the paint plus primer. I love the Krylon paint. So I painted that. Just took a second outside. It's so humid out here, even at, what time is it? At 10 o'clock at night. And it's just crazy how hot it is still. But anyways, so I'm going to glue this on. I think this is heated up now. So let me see if it has, if I can. Yes, I think it finally has enough. Hopefully I can glue this on and it's not just going to eat the styrofoam. Okay, so I'm going to glue this on. Let me see if I can get to the center here. Okay, that looks about right. I'm going to turn it over. And I'm not going to use my fingers because that is going to be really hot. I'm going to push this down with the scissors there. Okay. Let me see, lay this here just to prop it up for right now. And hopefully, did I get that centered? Oh, I think it moved. Okay, right there. I think that's where it needs to be. Okay. Now I'm going to see if these will poke through there and get into the thing, hopefully. I don't know if I'll be able to. They are going in there. Okay, got one in. And I'm not gluing them in because I'll probably do glue on the outside, but I am just pushing them right in there. Yeah, so Bella came home Saturday. She had the surgery on Friday, and she also had her teeth cleaned too. We had it all done at once, and she was doing good. You know, a little bit mopey, but you know, we're not really mopey, but just kind of calm because she was on pain medicine. Today was her last day, and I was so happy on how she was doing. And then all of a sudden we noticed today that she had a little bit of blood on her leg, and we couldn't figure out where it was coming from because her incision didn't look like it was bleeding. Still don't know, because she even looked herself at the vet's office and she had like, it was like pink on her leg. So I had the vet look at her gums to make sure that she wasn't bleeding a little from her teeth cleaning, you know, but she said they look good and stuff, so I'm not sure where that was coming from. But anyways, when we looked at her incision, sometimes it's hard to tell, so I'm a picture taker. I take pictures of everything. If I told you the thousands of pictures, I think I have, like, it's ridiculous. I probably have almost 10,000 pictures on my iPhone, and I think like 30,000 on my iPad Pro, and then on my other iPad I have probably just as much, and then on my, it's just crazy how many pictures I take and stuff. I need to go through and start deleting some. But anyways, so I took a picture, and when I enlarged it, you could see how bad it looked. So the vet said that her incision looked good as far as it was still intact and stuff, but she did have an infection, and since she has 3 layers of stitches, we don't want it to get infected inside. So that's kind of where my mind is right now. So she's on antibiotics until a week. She's on them for a week. So she takes 2 pills, because she's got to take one for one weight, and then because she's over that, she's got to take an additional pill to make up to her weight, because she's 70 pounds now. And so she takes the antibiotics twice a day for 7 days. So hopefully that will get rid of it, and then she'll go in and get her stitches removed and hopefully be done with all of that, because I don't remember it being this stressful when it got the boys neutered, but of course it's different for boys and girls. So while this is dry, I'm going to unplug my glue gun, and I want to get this, and like I said, I want to try this and see if I can cut the mesh with it, because I see people doing it all the time, and I'm like, I should try that, because I know I have one of those, but to be honest with you, I've never used it. I've never used it at all. I think I bought a bunch of crafts from this lady, and I think this was in there. But if you look, a lot of this doesn't even look like it's been used. But I bought a ton of craft stuff from her. I was looking to see what these little plastic things are. They're to divide the thing. So this, you could divide it up. Oh, here's a little thing. That's nice too, a little stand. I'll have to see how this all works. But anyways, I thought, well, let me try this. See how it works. See if it cuts through the mesh. And if it's good, then I don't have to worry about, I guess it just sits like that. Okay, so then I don't have to worry about getting all the frays off and stuff. Hopefully it works as good as people say. So let me heat this up now, and then I will be back. Okay, I cut a couple of pieces just to see how this worked. This gets very hot, so if you do use this, please be very, very careful. So at the 21 inches, what I've done is cut 10 inches wide. So I have it at the 10 mark, and then I'm cutting it at 20, which just happens to be right before this foil line here. Hopefully you can see that. So what I'm doing is just cutting this right through, right next to the foil. And it cuts right through it. Very easy. So I'm going to do these. I'm not going to make you watch me cut all these. And I didn't cut the 21 inch to show you because I had to move it because the glass plate is only so big. And you may not even be using that. If you're using scissors, just cut your squares 10 by 10. So they're 10 inches wide and 10 inches long. And that's the size your petal needs to be for all of them. So I'm going to cut this whole roll up, and then I'll be back to show you how I put it on the wreath form. Okay, I have all my mesh cut up. I did 36 of the pink and 12 of the black because I'm going to do 12 in the first row, 12 in the second row, 12 in the third row of pink, and then the fourth row I'm going to do black, so I'll do 12 of that. And I'm hoping that it looks good that way. I was trying to think of how to do them, but she really wants the whole pink flower with the black leaves, so I'm going to do it the way the customer wants. I will say that this was really easy to use, but it does get very hot, so be careful with it. Don't go too slow, don't go too fast. You got to get a good speed going with that. So let's get started, and let me cut up some of the Chanel stems. I'm going to cut these all in half. So let me cut a few of these in half, and I will show you exactly how I'm going to put the petals on. Now, I've watched a few videos and people did them different ways, so this is just the way that I thought was a good way to do it. So let's get started. I think I'm going to start with the black and do the petals from the bottom up, because I think when you do them, when you start here, you have to then move them to put this on. This way, if I do it here, I'll be going up and up. So I'm going to start at the bottom. Hopefully that's not a bad decision, but that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use my pink Chanel stems for all of them. I don't know if I have any. Actually, I do have some black here, so I'm going to use black instead. So what I'm going to do is, where the curl comes up, you want to do it like that. You don't want to do it this way with the cut edges facing you. You want them down. Okay, so you take your piece of mesh and you don't sit it like this in the square. Do it like in a diamond, and then just scrunch, 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 scrunch. Okay. Now you have like a bow tie, you can see there, and they're both curled down. Now you want to take this one and you want to curl it up and over, so it's facing the same way down as the other one. You want to put a Chanel stem in there. Now these are over, and then you want to line these up so that they match at the bottom there, and then give a good twist. Okay, now I'm going to put one on each crossbar, so there are 6 crossbars, and then I'm going to put one in between each crossbar. So you're going to get 12 on each bar by doing that. So I'm just putting it on here like this. I'll flip it over. I just have it in between this bar here, or you could even, if you want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere, you could do it across, like up the outside and up in here. So I'll show you right here. One is going to go in between the fourth and the third, and the other one is on top. No, I'm sorry, they're both going to go, I'm screwing this up. They're both going to go on the bar here, so in between the third and fourth bar. And then you just twist, them on there. Okay, so I'm going to do another one to show you. Face down in a diamond shape. Scrunch, 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 till you get the bow tie. Get your Chanel stem, flip it over, do your Chanel stem, twist it, give it a good twist. Now I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to put it on this one now. And then I'm just going to twist it on. Now these aren't staying on top of each other, but they're both facing the right direction. So I'm hoping I'm doing this right. And then I'm going to do one in the middle just to show how it will look. So again, diagonal, go to corners, squish, 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 squish. And you get the bow tie. Because the only other way I could think is if you go like this, and then you like do the zip tie on there to keep it like that. But I think spread out is better because then it will kind of cover the whole thing. If you do it like this, you keep it like that and you tie it together, then you're going to have to do the do more of the petals because there will be bare spots because they're on top of each other. See how that kind of spreads out? So I'm going to do one here in the middle. Turn it over. And have it tie it on there. So now it doesn't look like much here, but when you get them all the way around and then you have the pink petals on top, I think it's going to look really nice. So let me finish putting on, I'll do all the black and then I'll do one row of pink and come back and show you how it looks when it's layered. Okay, here it is with 2 layers so far, and doesn't look like much yet, but it is getting puffy. And then I just realized I need pink for in here. I didn't cut any for here, so I'll have to cut more mesh. I think what I might do is do 2 layers of black. I think I probably should have done 2 layers. So I think I'm going to move this pink. It's on this one, the second one. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm going to move the pink to the third one. Do another black one on the second one. So there will be the third and fourth. The 2 outer ones will be black. The 2 inner ones will be pink, and then I'll fill in the mesh here with pink since this is black, and I think that's going to look really nice like that. I will do all the mesh and get it on, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. I just stop and I pause it and then I start again, just because I don't think you want to watch me put all this mesh on, because it does take a while to fold it all and twisty tie it and then get it on here and stuff. So anyways, that's why I keep doing that. I hope it doesn't bother you guys that I pause it and come back instead of making you watch the whole thing, but I don't want the video to be 2 hours long. So when that's all done, I will be back. I have done most of the center. I put a lot of petals around the middle just because I wanted it really full there. You need to kind of fix them. I haven't fixed mine yet since I put them on, but I left a space. I have one more left to put in. I have my petals, which I already showed you how to make. And what I'm doing is putting them really close to the centerpiece. And of course this would be a lot easier to do if I didn't have these black ones in the way here. But unfortunately, I put those on already. So I'm going to move it closer to this one like I did the others. Put it in there closer to that one. And then I'm going to do it a couple spots, little squares apart from each other. And then I'm going to pull it on there and twist. And I will be cutting all these off, but I have them moved. And so this is how the center will look. As you can see, even though I use the burning thing to cut the mesh, it still has a little phrase here and there, but nothing like you usually get when you cut them with scissors. At least I don't think so. So like I said, I gotta fluff all this out and stuff, but this is what it looks like so far. I just make it, you know how you want it to look and stuff. Move them all around. So I'll do that at the end when I am finished and do all the petals on there. So like I said, we'll be twisting all these on here and then cutting all these off. So I'll probably do that now and I'll show you. Just twist it real good. I'm going to hold it up, get my wire cutters, and just snip it off just a little bit above and fold it over. Now I am going to put something over the back of this, I think. I'm going to see. I might do that. If I do, I'll show you guys, of course. But again, just kind of keep twisting. I try to make sure that I do all the twisty ties in the same direction, because sometimes when you go back, you put them in the opposite direction and then you're untying them. So I'll continue to do this, and then I'll put the other petals on, and I'll let you guys see how it looks in the back. And so also you'll be able to see once I cut these how many I actually used around the centerpiece. So right now I'm going to do a layer right here. I'm going to do the 6 or the 12 again. I'm going to do one on by each bar, and then I'll probably do one in the middle, one by a crossbar, one in the middle, like I've done these. The only reason why I did so many on here is because I wanted it to be full around the middle piece. I think flowers are usually full right there, and also too, I didn't want to have any gaps. I'm going to have to cut some more mesh now, and so let me get all the mesh on, and I'll be back and show you what it looks like. So I made a couple of changes, you know I always do. Right here, first of all, you can probably see a little spot there. I need to touch that up again with paint because I hit it a couple of times. I guess when I was putting the mesh on, I kept hitting it there. You can feel it. It's a little indented there, so I guess I kept hitting it against the table. So I'm going to take that out, cover this all up, and then just spray that again. I'm going to see if I have any jewels or anything, but I don't think I do. I know I bought some of the glass beads from Dollar Tree, but they were like in blue and clear, I think. I didn't have anything in black. So anyways, here are the changes I made. I did not do 3 rows of the pink. I said I was going to do this row, and then the first row here. Well, I changed my mind for 2 reasons. One, I cut all the mesh, and then I realized that I did not cut enough of the pink. I only cut enough for these 2 rows and not this row. But when I cut the black, I cut enough for 2 rows. I miscounted and stuff. That's the problem when you're cutting the long. You're having to cut it in half and then cut it again, and you know, I guess it was too much for my brain to handle, and I cut it wrong. But it was a good mistake, because I ended up doing 3 rows of black. I have 1, 2, 3 rows of pink, and then the black center. The black does not seem to show up as much on the back of behind the flower when it was just the, sorry, I'm cutting these little strays off, when I just had the 1 or 2 layers. So I'm glad that happened, because I think the black shows up better and it looks better, because she wanted a black and pink flower and stuff. So anyways, that's how I did it. And then on here, what I did was I twisted, I already told you guys this before, but I'll go over it again. I did 3 rows, but I did 1 on the crossbar, 1 between the 2 crossbars, 1 on the crossbar, 1 in between. So you have 12 bundles, or 12 petals, because there's only a petal on each Chanel stem. So there's 12 petals on each row. So I have 36 petals. And then what I did was, when I twisted them together, especially on the crossbars, they stay in place because they're on the crossbars. But the ones in between want to move. So what I did was I twisted each one on, and then I took the middle one, and I took 1 piece and twisted it together with the 2 bottom pieces, and then I took the other half of it and I twisted it with the 2 top pieces. And then I took, when I had all 3, I had 3 pieces and 3 pieces then twisted together. I took each 3 piece and then I twisted them together, and then they go down. So they're down. I'm not going to cut them off because they're not really going to be an issue in the way or anything. These I more or less cut off because they were in the way when I was trying to put the mesh on. Now on the pink, I did the bottom row of the mesh, a bottom row of the wreath frame, and then I did a row just in the mesh. So I have those 2, and then when I was done with those, I twisted them together, and then I snipped off the excess Chanel stem. The middle one I showed you guys already. This is where it's cut in. I just filled this in, and then I twisted them and cut them. I didn't twist these together. I just twisted the two ends together and then cut them off. I think I'm going to put this on the back. I'm going to see if I'm able to do that. Maybe stitch it on or something, just so it's a finished back, and also so that it does not scratch her wall or door or whatever she decides to hang this on. I wish I had one in black, but I only have these in blue, and I think lime green, orange, and brown. I don't think I've ever seen black ones, and these are placemats from Dollar Tree, in case you're wondering. I'm going to probably just take a couple of, I don't know if a zip tie will go through it. I'm going to play with it, but I think it should go through, because if you look, they kind of have like little spaces you can see through there. I don't know if you can see. On the camera this looks tan, but it's actually a dark brown. I'm going to move down so, okay, here. In this row here, there's like little gaps there, so that are bigger. So I would cut, I wouldn't use a whole Chanel stem, but I'm going to cut it, I'm going to tie it, and then just tuck it underneath. So then that protects the back. So that'll be the end, and you won't see all this, and these can be sharp, and even the zip ties and stuff. So now I'm just going to take it outside. I'm going to make sure it's exactly the way I want. See, it's all flat from laying down. I got to fluff it up some. And I'm going to spray it with some UV spray. Hold on one second. Let me go get that real quick. Okay, I'm going to spray it with this, the Krylon UV resistant clear acrylic coating. This helps protect against the UV light rays, and it helps non-yellow and stuff like that, permanent coating. So I'm going to just spray it and see. It'll be my first time using this because I cannot find this. So everybody must use this because I can't find it anywhere. This is the gloss. I don't know if it comes a different way. Like I said, I think I ended up getting this at AC Moore. Walmart never has it in their store. I couldn't find it anywhere else, and I think AC Moore, I finally found it, and I used like a 40% off coupon or 50% off or something like that. So I'm going to go spray it and finish fluffing it and stuff, and then fix this, and then I'll post some pictures. So stay tuned. I'll post some pictures at the end showing what it looks like, because I know you're not getting to see the whole thing right now. So stay tuned to see what it looks like. Okay, before I show you the final wreath, pictures of it, I wanted to show you what I did. So I touched up the paint right there, real easy, just one little spray of paint. I cut off the strings as much as I could. I put this on the back, and how I did it was I did the Chanel stem, cut it in half. I put one side through here, then I looped it over and put the other side through there, and then I tied it to the two outer rings. This is my logo for my company. I don't know if that's even going to stay on there. And I made a loop here for her to hang it by. In case you're wondering how much mesh it took, this was 21 inches by 10 yards, and you can see how much I have of both. Let me show you. I still have a good amount of both colors. So of course I use more pink in it. Well, no, I guess, yeah, I think I used a little bit more pink because around the center part I put more extra mesh around there. But I still have enough on here. I could probably do a regular wreath with what's left of here in these two colors. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know how much I used because I had forgotten to tell you. Okay, I will post pictures now, but let me end the video. Just let me say I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because this was new for me, like I said, and I enjoyed making this, and I'm hoping to make more of these. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. And thanks everyone for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and till next time, bye everyone, and stay tuned for the pictures. Oh, before I go, I also wanted to say I sprayed this with the Krylon UV spray protectant that I showed you. It said gloss. I even sprayed it on here, and I don't see where it made a difference. It's not like real glossy or whatever. Maybe you have to put a real heavy coat. I didn't do that, but anyways, it didn't make, I did spray this and it didn't change it, and that was a flat black paint. So I just wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so till next time, bye everyone.